Alrighty guys, apologies for the late start, but let's get this show on the road nonetheless. Otherwise guys, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening. We're doing well, ladies and gents. Welcome to another edition of London Session. Alright, so as we always do, let's analyze the charts guys. Let's do what we do best, have a look at both GJ and gold. Don't be shy to say good day, make sure to hit the like button. Just quickly, let's have a look at the news, if there is anything in the way of the news that is to be released during our session. We do have, that's tomorrow, the pound GDP. Nothing really. I mean, there's some Swiss news to come 30 minutes into London Open, so may need to be wary of that, but otherwise pretty smooth sailing. We have some high impact Euro news to come during the MY session, and obviously high impact USD news as well, so keep an eye on those guys who are trading into MY. And let's go cracking. Let's have a look at the analysis. GJ looking okay at the moment. So looking at the weekly time frame, beginning at the weekly, what we can see is we're forming a very strong bullish candle. So once again, based off that, what I'm usually looking for is either continuation, let's see if we've got any clean traffic above it, or pullbacks to form support to head back up. Those levels of previous support also become potential levels where we could get involved in some sell options. Onto the daily time frame. Structurally, we are bearish, but what we do have is counter probabilities to the upside. That previous daily candle closing with a long wick to the downside, closing up near its high. Current candle, small low wick, and has since broken the high of that previous daily candle. So let's mark in the low of the current day's candle, and let's see if we have any sort of catalyst below that point there. Onto the 4 hour. And that also is technically bullish. 4 hour is up at a level of resistance here to the left. Is pretty tricky zone. I'm gonna mark in a zone to the upside, but we are tapping into another level, which I'm marking on the 30-minute time frame. It's been a slow trickle back up. We have retraced, I mean, fair bit of that move from towards the end of November. So as far as the most recent support, I'm going to mark that point in for the time being, and we'll see what we've got on the 30-minute time frame. Currently rejecting from the current daily candles high. If we were to shift that out to the left, it eventually loads. Here we go. You can see we're pretty much at a level of resistance now. So for me on GJ, kind of preferring the sells at the moment, to be honest. Reason being is because we don't have the greatest deal of margin to the upside. If we were to begin to break, there really is no margin to the upside. In fact, we can just drag that up a little bit to the body of the candle at that zone. First bearish candle, that point there. It still hence gives us no real margin to the upside either way. Structurally, we are bullish, and we'll flip back bearish at this point below 124.28 to be exact. So for me on GJ, what I'd be looking for right now is potential options to sell. Now, if you get a bearish engulfing candle in the next 3 minutes, it's going to close the hourly bearish with a long upper wick. That could be a potential early entry, guys. Back below some of this resistance to the left, it would have to be engulfing for me to consider it at the moment. I really want a strong sort of signal, because otherwise what could just happen is, seeing the structure is bullish on the 30, it's bullish on the 4 hour, and it's bullish on the weekly as far as the candle. And with the daily counter probabilities to the upside, any pullback could be just a minor pullback to create that high low, or head back up, retest the high, and potentially break above it. So I want it to be really strict with the rule, and for me that would be simply waiting for that bearish engulfing candle if I was to consider the sell entry. Otherwise, what I'll be waiting for is price to pull up a little bit higher to tap into this 4 hour range, the resistance at the 4 hour, and look for my options from higher up. Look for price action catalyst for potential sells below the resistance, and obviously I'd be looking for the buys from back down at support if price was to just drop. Be waiting for my options at that support, and also going to be looking for the sells below 193.850. It's quite clean to the left hand side, and that point we'll have 30-minute bearish. But what we could also do is mark in this most recent support formed within a current day's candle. And if price was to just drop down to that level, that would be another level where we could potentially look for a buy upon an equal low if it was to present. So buys above that support around that 194.29 to 30 sort of region. We may have options to sell below. There may just be enough margin as well by the looks of it. So sells below that point as well. Likely going to be waiting for closures, confirmation of 30-minute structure, flipping bearish at that point, and then we've got some high probable sells to take it back down to the 4-hour zone. That's if we do have the margin though. Today is currently what I'm looking at on GJ. Unless I have a bearish engulfing candle just down to 30, I don't have a catalyst. 15, I don't have a minor support that has broken. So once again, if it doesn't eventuate, then I just leave it be. So we'll watch it for the next 38 seconds and we'll see. But otherwise, we'll move straight onto gold and see what we can come up with on gold. It doesn't look like it's going to eventuate, guys. So look like it's going to happen. All right, let's go on to gold. Got 15 seconds remaining and it's popping back up. So there's no entry right now for me on GJ to either the upside or downside. So we'll shift our focus on gold and let's have a look. So this is all right. This is better because prior to the stream, I was looking at gold thinking it's just an absolute mess at the moment. This is good. At least now the volumes come back in a bit. So let's start as always on the weekly, and what we can see, we are forming a very strong bullish candle. Now back above this resistance to the left hand side, we have popped above it. Will we remain above it? Remains to be seen, but based off the strength of the current weekly candle, what I'm looking for is either continuation buys above the high, or once again look for levels where we could potentially pull back to within this candle, form a support to head back up, or those levels also could provide options for once they begin to break and price begins to pop low, we could have options for ourselves. Onto the daily, structure wise still does remain bearish, but what we do have similarly to GJ, we've got the counter probabilities to the upside. So if we were to break above the current daily candles high, looks like we have minus some decent traffic to the left, a bit of margin up to 27.45 sort of region. We're also going to mark in the current daily candles low, and we're going to see what we've got below that if we do have any sort of catalyst at that point to look for a potential sell. And at that point, we'll be back below the daily resistance, back below the 4-hour resistance here to the left. The 4-hour structure does remain bullish as well. But currently, if you were to drag that across, it's at a very strong level of resistance. So let's just mark that in. As far as support, we'll mark in the current day's low. So at this rate, looks like we could be looking for trades either side of the daily. Sells from a resistance, buy some support, and then maybe as price leaves the range itself. All right, so now on to the 30-minute time frame, man. Just gonna adjust this zone to the upside. We're currently at the 4-hour level, but what we can see, we've got some pretty clean traffic up to the 30-minute resistance. So I'm just gonna adjust that for the time being. So on gold, the 30-minute is technically bearish, so we do have a catalyst to look for the sells. So we've got a neutral bias. So that being said, what I am likely going to be looking for now is signs of a signal to sell. Reason being, we have pulled back and potentially now going to create that lower high. So if we get our catalyst within price action anywhere below this resistance, I would trust it to look for options to sell. It doesn't necessarily need to pull the way back up to retest it, seeing we've already put up to that point once today to grab liquidity from the market. So what we may be doing just now is creating a bit of a lower high if we were to reject, and at that point anywhere below this resistance I can look for my signal to sell it. For the buy options, bit of traffic on the left hand side here, just mark it in. Let's just see how it lines up with the current price action. All right, so there's a bit of resistance to the left there. Now, what is likely to happen either way, if we start to pop above that level, we get a closure above it, it's high probability it will tap into the highs of that resistance, retest this zone, and you're entering probably just above it. So let's just mark in that point. And that's where likely we're going to be looking for the buys above. Roughly 27, 27, 25. It's likely we're, and further options for the buys. Let's quickly look at the 15. Well, preferably lower down. Similar to the sells, guys. If we do pull back to create a higher low, not necessarily tapping into the most recent support, but tapping into maybe the support just above it, then which is the most recent support, sorry, not tapping into the support at the lows, then I could still look for the buys a little bit higher up. So basically buys, as long as you get the right confirmation, really upon the pullback above that 27.06 sort of region, 05, buys above there. And that is basically it on gold. For the time being, I think gold looks still the better of the two. I prefer to trade gold as well, so that's likely going to be my focus, guys. Smash the like button. Don't be shy. Do say good day, guys. TikTok, I actually appealed yesterday's ban and I won. It's shock horror. So I'm not sure what I said, but it was, the strike was wiped off, so I'm free to stream. So I might let those guys in shortly. And members, I will send you a link. How's things, guys? Talk to me. How's it been? How's the week going? Anyone trade into NY yesterday? Personally, for me, I did not. We were on the members call for a little bit pre-NY, but nothing was really setting up while we're on it, so there was no extra trades for me after yesterday's stream. But it's been a fantastic week nonetheless. So far, 3 wins, and that's it. Been a quality week, so been a really good start to December to top off what has been a fantastic year of, once again, just a display of consistency, discipline, and the results follow. Very simple. Carl, good morning to you. Those interested, is day 6 of GBPJPY and we 4 pips up. Oh really? It's slow burner, isn't it? The turtle, what is it? The tortoise wins the race. So slow and steady, mate. Slow and steady, you'll get there. Got Bitcoin back over 100k. Good to see. My altcoin positions are pretty much all in profit. There's one that's in a tiny bit of drawdown. Literally like nothing, couple dollars, that was it. And the other 4 positions are running well in profits, so
it sound right, boys.
hit that like button, guys. Let's get the stream numbers up. Don't be shy to say good day. Get this algorithm ticking over. We should be a lot higher up when it comes to the stream numbers than what we are. So gold, I'm not chasing this buy. I mean, it does have clean traffic to the left. But I'd rather just wait. I've just literally jumped on the chart. And rather wait for a little bit of a stronger signal. Stop loss will be quite wide at the moment too. The current candle doesn't have much of a lower wick to trust that. Abdul, good morning to you, mate.
It sound right, boys.
Tabung, welcome.
sound right, boy.
Alright, that's the current daily candle and gold. So we're back up close to our open. Black King, welcome to you. Right in the chat today. Where's Rick and Beats? Where are you guys? If you're out there, say good day. Hey, John, yeah, probably hungover. Rick probably is. Probably at park bench somewhere trying to trade on that mobile. Probably haven't the energy to get up and actually get back inside. Beats, here we go. There's one of them. Welcome. Just asking, where the bloody hell are you? Beats and Rick. Rick's might, I don't know, he might be working. He's either drunk or he's working, or hangover, or both. They see this, I deny everything. It's all good, Carl. We're all mates here. Better late than never. Welcome, Beats. Cypher Code, welcome to you. Forex QM, welcome guys. Don't be shy to talk, ask questions, send in some charts if you have any, or any requests, and I'll happily take a look at it. So I'm just watching gold, kind of wanting to see rejection for sells at the moment. For the buys, I feel like if I was to take a buy, which I definitely wasn't ready for, or I probably should have taken it lower down, which I probably wouldn't have trusted, to be honest. Perhaps I would have, but would have had to have dealt with that resistance to the left, which would have been a little bit off-putting. So for me, I'm more willing to wait just a little bit longer. I don't have a good stop loss, and there's not much I can do about this current move, so I'm just going to wait and look at my options of rejection and then see what presents. Crow, good day to you. Welcome. Mohammed, welcome. Joe, good day to you, mate. When to sell below. Once anywhere below, doesn't necessarily have to tap into this resistance, because that is the current daily candle's high. So I've already grabbed liquidity from that level, which does line up with some resistance to the left, further out to the left here. So we don't necessarily need to pull all the way back. If we do, fantastic. We've just got a little bit more margin to be playing with it. But if it rejected just now and I had my signal in price action, I would definitely look for a sell. That to me would suggest perhaps we formed a lower high on the pullback. The 30-minute structure is technically bearish as well. So I would not be opposed to selling it if it does not pull back to the highs. Joe, I was in that move but got stopped to break even. Okay, which, this one or? Yeah, I was a little bit late to the charts today. I was finishing up dinner, I got a phone call, so I was a little bit late. But bro, what must happen to enter? I need my signal. I need my price action signal to enter, and I mean, that's, those who watch on the regular, you know what most of those are by now. So definitely need a counter closing back bearish, or if not, very weak bullish with a long upper wick. Maybe that would suggest rejection and broke the low, we could head back down, but we don't have anything like that at the moment. So for instance, now we've got the 15 closing quite a strong bullish candle with not a great deal of volume. So if the next M15 closed bearish and strong bearish, preferably engulfing, and what that would do is close the M30 back bearish, leaving a long wick to the upside, and that could be my price action catalyst. The M30 will look somewhat like so if that was to be the case. And wait for a bit of an upward wick to form on the new candle, and then look for an entry. So again, I've got my arsenal of goodies. I know what I can use, the tool from the tool bag, once I get my signal to do so, once price is at a level, sorry. On gold? Go? Okay. You just now, you mean, or from lower down? I don't think I missed the line on gold when M15 closed above the resistance. Yeah, I didn't take it to be honest. It's got no, the low wick isn't long enough. The stop loss is way too wide based off the 15 in my opinion. Off the 30 it is, but it's got no real upper wick. This candle didn't really have a low wick. I just doubt the volume at the moment. It doesn't look like it necessarily has the volume. So this candle closed just above and you have more of a low wick, then yeah, perhaps. But I'm more than happy to miss that. It's not quality. It's not a bad trade, but it's not quality. Joe, just now, yeah, don't worry, I'm the same. I didn't like it. Plus the fact I don't want to be rushed because I've just obviously, as I mentioned, I jumped on the charts just a tad late today. Michael, welcome. G'day to you. Hope you're well. It's all good. There's no rush. We saw what happened yesterday. We waited. Eventually got the trade. Zero drawdown. Nice and easy. Beats, we could be here soon. Nice one. Yeah, he probably is hungover. Lucky him. Oh. So I went to the gym today and becoming more and more difficult every day, I swear to God. Really couldn't be bothered half the time anymore. I just will myself to get that habit, more out of habit than anything else. Joe, GCAD. Yeah, I mean, it looks okay too. Don't worry about that. That was today's update for news. Well, there's some news, guys. The course is complete. Added another video. And yeah, so that's what that's about. Yeah. I'd be waiting for the 30. Want to see decent lower wick and then potentially. But again, it's against the structure. And often when it's against a structure like this, it's met by a bigger sell-off, and you tend to see these kind of these waterfalls present. So yeah, it doesn't look bad, but you want to see a decent lower wick, and then obviously as it breaks.
Hey, good morning, man.
How are you, Franco?
Thank you, I'm fine.
All
And
good.
you?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good.
Unfortunately, yesterday I was not able to be for the New York session.
Yeah.
So, I was taking my lease car.
Yeah.
So, did I miss the trade?
And why no? No,
Okay.
the charts were really bad.
Yeah.
I didn't stay on for until the open, to be honest. I finished about 15 minutes too, because there was nothing going to present, and the news was about not long after it. So
Stood. Yeah, I was
No,
very
stopping.
in the morning with the high spread for gold.
yeah,
So it took me a little bit off to take trades.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it was unusual because even IC markets spiked to, doesn't sound like much, but 3 pips for IC markets, that's quite a wide spread on gold. So that was also a little bit off-putting, but it did
you
settle
know?
down a bit.
Do you
Sorry.
know if this was the reason, the news reason, which I...
Yeah, I think so. I'm not going to mention it because I think maybe that's what got me banned yesterday on TikTok, but I peeled it and I'm back, so I won. But it could be something with mentioning that name. I don't know. No idea.
The next president or what?
I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe it's something political.
Strange.
Very strange, but at least I won the appeal for a change, which I was very shocked.
So I've seen the GUs spike a little bit up, and maybe closing over M30 resistance,
Yeah.
but the long wick which is
Yeah.
now leaving is not that good.
Yeah, that's the only issue in this situation. You really wanted to close. See, what it's doing right now is pretty good, because now you've got the retest within the potentially the catalyst candle. I'd really like for it to actually tap into this resistance and then bounce off it, closing back above and closing up near its high. That would be great if it did that, and then I'd still trust the buy. Lower wick and then enter. Not yet retested that zone yet though. It could do so. So I'd be looking for it to do so within this 5-minute candle, and then on the following 5-minute candle reject and close up closer to the high. Lower wick on the new candle, and then look for the entry.
Yeah, which maybe will be then the new M30 candle.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what I'd be waiting for on the M30. It looks like it's pretty much tapping in. So it could present. Alright, gold. Have we got a bit of a catalyst? Maybe. So this is my concern to the upside, because it's bearish on the 30-minute. I'm not saying its bias is bearish, but the 30-minute structure is technically bearish. Haven't really had much of a volume spike. It looks like it has, but it's, I mean, that's not really much for gold. Got potentially a long wick closure on the 30 if it was to close bearish engulfing the 15. That potentially could suggest obviously some exhaustion. It could be the lower high confirmation potentially. So if it was to close bearish engulfing on this 15, then I may look for gold sellers on the following candle. GJ, I'd really like for this to close weak bullish. I was to contemplate any sells, and I would not really bother with the buyers, to be honest. It's just no margin. I would have preferred to buy it from lower down or just miss it. Potential buys above the current stays high, the bearish candle. Yeah, potentially, but we'll see. Rick, good morning. Getting late to the party, or just speaking about you, mate? Have a few too many last night, or all good, mate? Just kidding. Suzanne, Daddy, welcome, guys. Welcome. Why are the stream numbers so low today? Who else is streaming? What are you gonna do to, or who you gotta, you know what, to gain some viewers these days? Oh, look, it's just open up. Maybe I should move to Australia to trade London in the afternoon. Hate waking up. Oh, mate. I'm always up early. To be honest, I prefer it if I could get training day out of the way early. Because then you can go on, you know, with the rest of your day, not, you know, have to worry about being on the charts. So that's, I'd really love it if it was 7 AM for me trading. You're fresh as well. You haven't had to focus on many things prior to it. I assume it's just, it's in our ball that we can only really focus for optimally for about 30 minutes of a day. So by the time I've come to the charts, try not to think about anything. So therefore I haven't used all my credits. Ugh, welcome to you. Alright, so just under 4 minutes. Alright, so I'm going to focus on gold. I'm going to look for the gold sells on the next M30. Alright, this closes a weak pause candle too, guys. They've kind of got a little bit of a catalyst to buy it, but it still looks a little bit past the optimal entry point. When I look at that, I'm thinking I probably should have bet in from well lower down, but I trusted the buys. GJ doesn't look that bad on the 30. Could have a weak bullish closure. could almost validate a sell as price begins to break below the bullish candle's low. Once again, I'm gonna keep my eye on gold. So we've just got under a minute remaining. We want this to engulf. Want this candle's close back bearish, so I really want it to minimum engulf the body of that bullish candle. Just feels like to me that doesn't necessarily have the volume just yet. I just get a hunch that it's just lacking a bit of volume at the moment. Alright, doesn't look like it's going to happen. DJ also closing above the 50%, I can tell by eyeballing it, so it doesn't look like that's going to happen just now as well. Alright. Yeah, it's not strong enough for me on gold. So I'm just going to chill. Remembering too, guys, it's beginning to get towards that time of year where the volume will die down a fair bit. What you'll see is the spreads will tend to widen a fair bit because there's just not as much liquidity in the market, and you get some pretty big spikes at times as well. So it is a bit dangerous. Like what you're around, obviously closer to Christmas and in between Christmas and New Year's, you'll see candles skip quite often, skip 5 pips or so, and just go up in profit 5-6 pips, right back down into 3-4 pip drawdown. It's because it doesn't take as much to move it with the lack of liquidity in the market. So that's one of the reasons why I don't really like trading, you know, the last week or so of the year, last week and a half, 2 weeks of the year. And it's disappointing. The stream numbers really disappointing. Yeah, so the course is complete, guys. I'm wrapped, really happy with it. It's a PDF which actually has the like I've downloaded a course. I produced the course on Canva. So it's the whole all-in-one document. The videos are in there with the actual screenshots and PDF, and wow, it took me a long time. It's 140 pages long, but it has some cracking information in there, really good information.
So something to do at the Christmas time and New Year time.
All done, mate. All done.
You know, I mean for us.
Yeah, well, for those who, yeah,
Correct. Yeah.
who have access to it.
So GU didn't close like I wanted.
No, it's closed right at the resistance. So
Yeah.
awkward when it leaves little long wicks. So for me, I'd be now waiting for another strong closure above.
Correct.
But the other good thing is if it forms support just here, then it starts to close back below it. Could get some sell options, just pure price action at a resistance. It's at a strong 4-hour level. So I would not be opposed to selling it, even though if it's against the bias. I'd probably use that zone because that's the 4-hour. I would say if it forms a bit of support and then starts to pop back below it, nothing wrong with looking for a sell from higher up.
Yeah, it could be.
Yep. Where can we buy? If you're interested, just send me a DM, mate. I'll get back to you. Guys, you can send me emails if anyone's interested. Yeah, I was wanting to complete it yesterday, but I had no internet or pretty much most of the day. So worked on it pretty much all day to knock it off today. I did another recording. That was what you saw on GCAD. Why I've got them there. Alright, G and J, what do we want to see just now? Not keen on the buy options, go to sell it. What I really prefer to see now for gold, if we were to look for the sells, is probably something like this. So 15 closes, strong bearish, and then a little bit of minor support. Close the M30 back, still another bearish candle. Well, we'll close the M30 back a bearish candle. We haven't had one yet, and we'll close it back engulfing as well. So within it, you've got a double catalyst. You've got the 30-minute engulfing you'll have, and you'll have a minor support, and then the entry will be taken on the break of the minor support. So again, it's a good chance it won't happen, but that's just something I want to see happen if I'm to take an entry. That's one of the signals within price action that may present. Joe, would an M15 engulfing bar on gold be something you're looking for? No, because there's no engulfing. I mean, I only consider engulfing if it's the following candle that engulfs candle prior to that. So to me, it's after the fact if that was to happen. I'd rather just provide another signal or wait for the 30 engulfing. Next M15. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Could we get a little bit of an interruption play forming as well? Seeing this is the pause, and if we were to close 4 to 8 pips above the high of it, still got the margin. As long as it doesn't tap into the highs, there is margin then to the upside. That would validate an interruption play. And that would suggest to me that maybe there is enough volume in the market. If we were to engulf and engulf by that amount. If that was to be the case, we may have options for the buy still. But remains to be seen, obviously. DJ pulling back up. And what's is with YouTube today? Yeah, all right. No wonder. Off to Mr. Roger Banks because he'll call a trade either way. Bullish, right, we buy it. Bearish, right, we sell it. We're putting a bullish candle just here, we'll buy it the next candle. He's probably gonna sell right now. Is that candle closed bearish? That's pretty much how he works. But it draws the crowd. Quick 5-minute no wick. Yeah. Doesn't really mean all that much to me. DJ close to engulfing, or engulfing would be fantastic for a catalyst to sell. Oh shit, silver is up a fair bit as well. Be supposed to be 40 degrees here on Monday. It's gonna be pretty warm summer by the looks of it. Michael Vorster, welcome to you. Marika, welcome guys. Anyone currently running any trades? Anyone? YouTube, TikTok, anyone? Everyone is very silent. Small long gold, Rick. Okay. Michael, you're in a UJ buy? Alright, let me quickly look at that. Alright. It's looking pretty good. Bringing some high lows potentially within price action. So yeah, nice one. See how it goes. Mr. Panda, welcome. Goldie Mick. Alrighty, what's gold gonna do? So like I mentioned before, I want the 15 to close a little bit stronger and then a little bit of a pause. I still don't have the 30-minute closing back bearish. To me, it's not quite one of those blow off top sort of candles. I would have preferred it to really reject, leaving a really long upper wick. So I'm not yet convinced unless I have that signal. So either the bearish engulfing M30 or very close to it, or even better yet, a little bit of a 15-minute pause within it. Joe, gold looking interesting. Yeah, as an early entry, yeah, I can see it. After 15, you could take a small entry. If you wanted to get in early, you know, in case it's not as if you don't have a decent confirmation to sell it. But once again, I don't quite really have a signal unless I wait for now. I didn't have the 15-minute engulfing prior to this candle. I didn't have the 30 closing back bearish. I still won't have the 30 closing back bearish on this 15-minute candle. So I probably personally need to wait just that extra 15 minutes and just see if we do get a little pause. Michael, thank you, mate. Just started trading a big range of pairs. Check loads of them and possible setup and stick with that pair. Nice one. There's nothing wrong with that. Mention it to a few of my guys. There is nothing wrong with that, but I think you're doing it the right way. So what I would do is I look at it like whatever basket of 5-6 different pairs, and then pick for today which ones look the more likely. Like pick 2 or whatever and just focus on those 2. It just gives you a little bit more of a variety of options to begin. But again, it's just whatever floats your boat, guys. Whatever works for you. No written rule. You have to, you know, only trade 1 pair or 2 pairs. It's just what works for me is less is more. Joe, weak. Not weak bullish enough on F30. Yeah. I mean, quickly look at the fib. Close just below to 50. I'm gonna stick to my guns, to be honest. It's likely not going to close with a lower wick, but it looks at it to 15. No, so that will render it invalid either way. So yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for that support either way now, because I just don't trust about that lower wick. That print a lower wick before the body actually pushed down. That's what it looked like. It just a bit of a lower wick. That's strange.
Yeah, GU also rejected right now, and
All right, yeah.
yeah, I don't know, maybe as you mentioned before, maybe creating right now support here.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
That would be nice for the sales.
Yeah, the only issue is if you look on the left, Justin, there's on the M50, there's no more on the left even. There's correct. Here there is a resistance which maybe is support right now.
Yeah, potentially. I would still trust it if it closed weak, because it's a 4-hour zone and it's rejected it every time it's popped up to it. This counter looks to be doing likewise, so I think it's still strong enough. Yeah, but we'll see. It might just make the move just now. Gold looks like it also may, irrespective, again, it's got no lower wick, so I would not be taking it personally. That's what I do find better for myself. Only issue is my analysis takes me like 30 minutes now. I have a quick scan through 2 or 3. Oh really? Yeah, I mean, everyone analyzes charts differently. I used to take ages and ages, but kind of simplify it now. Yeah, it doesn't take me usually long to analyze. Gold is making a bit of a move now. All right. Yeah, and that'd be tough to take out the wicks. This is what I mean. Like, none of these candles tend to have wicks. None of them really have wicks at all. The volume is a little bit strange at the moment.
Is there a sell on DJ later on maybe?
Potentially, yeah.
The M50, so, below the support.
Yeah, potentially. That's why I'm just looking at. If it closes right near the low, then I would definitely consider an option to sell GJ. Rick, maybe the M30 give us a short on gold. Yeah, still might. The M30 still might do so. Bearish engulfing. Yeah, that would be a strong enough catalyst in itself. If it closed, for instance, like so. I don't mind even if it closes still weak bullish, but I would like for it to pull back and create a decent upper wick, then reject and close near its open. Yeah, so gold still could be a sell option for us in just over 10 minutes. Wow. The spreads are wider on IC markets today too. They're 1.7 pips at the moment. I think that's due to lack of liquidity. It's out to 2 pips. That is very unusual for IC markets. For the most part, it's around half a pip on gold. So it really means you've got to be careful where you place orders if you do place any order. And it's hovering, it's hanging around that 2 pip mark for the most part. Is it due to the lack of liquidity in the market at the moment? Alright guys, I'll be back in 1 minute. All right, Chris Puff, welcome. All right, so let's see. So waiting on potential gold sells. We may have a 30-minute catalyst. GJ, me to consider a buy. It has to close above that bearish counter high. And then I may consider an option to buy it, which looks like we may have just the margin. Let me just mark in that wick. That is the one concern. Will we be clearing it? It's literally right on it, so that's all right. That is the wick to the left, that horizontal, just a tad above that bearish counter high. So as long as we close above that bearish counter high, then GJ could be an option. Now for the sells, we've just recently formed support at this point here, around that 194, 650 to 730. So if we were to start to close below that point, got some clean traffic to the left, that is now where I'd be open to looking for sell options on GJ. Now gold can't drop much further because then we're just running out of the margin. That's to be the case, we need to wait yet again on gold. So if that's the case, we may have to focus on GJ. We'll see. Anyway, no rush, guys. once again, we just plan, we wait, and we react if when the time comes. Did it yesterday. Nice win on gold yesterday, so we just need to be patient. All right, so it's dropping now. Yeah, very hard to trust about the wicks. Very difficult to trust. But well done if anyone did take a gold sell. You're well in profit at the moment. Not quite good enough for me though. We could took tiny sell because stopped outbreak him. When you're not gonna buy just 5 minutes ago. Switched. Some brokers have that on their terminal. A lot of crypto brokers have it where you can literally just press the button and close your position and switch it. I've never done it to know exactly how it works, but I noticed it because I was trying to modify my position, my stop loss, and I almost pressed the wrong button. Almost pressed switch. I was reading that little I, which information about what it does, and it literally puts you in from whatever it is. So if you're in a buy, or switch you into a sell. Close your positions and then open, I think, the same comparative lot size in the opposite direction. Switched on the break. There's nothing wrong with being fluid. I mean, yesterday, that's what I did. Yesterday, we switched within a 15-minute. I wasn't in a trade, but I was switching from looking for a sell to all of a sudden taking a win on the buy after one 15-minute closure. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with changing your view after you've had a little bit more data print. As an SP have nice range on the M30, they leave I sell. Everything seems to be like this at the moment. Just come from in consolidation and then tend to make a move. I don't necessarily trust it, to be honest, because it's very bullish as well. So my only concern would be is it just grabbing some more liquidity below support only to come back up and then start to trend back bullish? That would be my one concern. But like you said, if you're patient and wait for it to actually close below it, wait for your confirmation. Not, I swear I changed that to red. Wait for it to close below. Wait for it to retest. Wait for it to break below. Then yeah, it would be a valid entry. I would not be interested in taking a impulse entry out of it, because it, like I said, could just reject, end up back in the range above, and ends up trending bullish back through consolidation and back up towards the high. So especially when it's in such a strong uptrend that it's in right now. Chris Pav, thank you for liking the live, appreciate it. Guys on TikTok, if you're not following me, make sure to do so. I do plan on dropping a lot more content soon over the holiday period. All right, so London Open, GJ is above support, and gold rejecting not a great deal of margin to support on the 30. For the time being, I'm gonna wait for another signal. Gonna wait for London Open and see if this 15 can close a weak bullish candle. Then we still might have the sell option because at the moment I don't really have it. And if it did close, for instance, weak bullish, then we can enter a little bit higher up as well, giving us a little bit more margin on the sell. GJ, I'm not taking the impulse entry because it's not golf. It's not a strong enough signal for me. So again, it's just patience for the time being, and that's it. I'm going to jump into anything that is, in my opinion, not a high probability entry. Have GU close. Yeah, nothing on that as well. Well, the GU looks a little bit better. Don't like the fact that it's got no low wick in that previous candle. But what I do like is the fact that it popped down, it's popped back up, it pops back down, it's clearing the support to the left. You've rejected a 4-hour resistance. Kind of looks better though if it was the next 4 hour. If this was the closure and it was the next 4 hour. G looks okay. Yeah, GJ is nothing just now, and gold I need a signal. Just don't have it yet. That's a pretty good, yes, it's a good one, bearish engulfing. But it's made most of the move. I don't really have the margin below, so I'd rather wait for now. Like I mentioned, that little bit of a pause just here. And then I would consider a sell in the next 15 minutes if that's to be the case. If we end up bullish engulfing on the 30, has to be the 30 now. And we're 8 pips above, then we could look for a limit order interruption on the interruption play. There still could be options, guys. Once again, it's all about patience. Not stress that enough. Did I hear about the mega drones in the US? No, I didn't, mate. So this is just a snippet. This is the latest version. Got proper table of contents. It's all in there, all the videos there as well. You can click on it and the videos play. I've reworded a lot of it too. It's all there, 140 pages of all the information. I'm really proud of it, including screenshots and full explanations in step 1 to whatever, how many steps there are for each section. So try to break it down to as simple as it possibly can be for people to follow along, like an instruction manual when you're looking at something about a car or something, or whatever. Like the old video games, how they used to come with the instruction manuals. Press A for kick. Triangle plus A for strong uppercut or whatever it was back in the old day. Who remembers the best ever video game, Mike Tyson's Punch Out, Mike Tyson's Knockout, I think it was called, on the old original Nintendo? That is the best game ever. Yeah, mate, it's just showing the age, but how good was that game? It was a special move. You had to duck, duck, weave, and then uppercut. It was the only way to beat him. It was such an achievement. Oh god, I remember one of the greatest moments of my life when I defeated Mike Tyson. The simple pleasures when you're a little kid, finishing a video game, being so satisfied. To be honest, I can't even play a video game for more than 5 minutes now. I just get bored. I try. I've got an Xbox, but I rarely use it. Got an emulator, might have to load it up later. What systems did I have? Who remembers the old Commodore? It was like a computer, gaming computer. Commodore 6, no, Nintendo 64, that was it. Commodore, I can't remember. Obviously the old Atari, that was a decent one. Beats 64, yeah, Nintendo 64. I had pretty much all of them at one point. I only kept some in mint condition and worth a fair bit these days. Michael, nice one. Good work. I'm still waiting. Gold, potentially, guys. Gold. I'm not writing gold off yet. Just going to leave run up. Happy with the profits. That's it, mate. That's the main thing. Steve started with Spectrum 48K. That shows my age. I don't even know what that is, so maybe it does. Commodore 64. Yeah, that's it. I don't even know what Spectrum 48K is, mate. Good old Commodore 64. California games, who remembers that? That was a cracking game as well. The Summer Olympic games and all that. God, those were fun times. Smashing the joystick as hard, as fast as you could. Be the quickest. I used to break the record all the time. Usain Bolt had nothing on me, honestly. Oladapo, welcome to you. You make me nostalgic. I want to find an old video game store. I'm sure there would be here. I know there's one in Thailand, in Bangkok, which I've seen in past, and yeah, just bring me back to my childhood. If I had enough space, I would, and I had the cash to waste, I probably would have just an old games room. Now we play Golrick. Yeah, that's the hardest level. The boss stage. It's the UK one before Commodore 64, Steve. All right, yeah, I've never heard of it. Ghostbusters. Oh man, always weak bearish, weak bullish. Sorry. All right, if it closes bearish for long upper wick, then it will come down to how the new candle opens. And it'll be based purely off price action. This closes near its low, the new candle pops down, then pops up, then pops down again. I may take an entry based off that. Possibly. So we'll see. Gold is definitely going to be the focus at the moment. Quickly, yeah, definitely gold. Still got just over 6 minutes. Harrell, welcome to you. Here are DY, welcome. I've been gaming ever since. Yeah, I just find it hard to get into it these days, to be honest. Every time I start something, I tend to get bored after about 5-10 minutes, because all the games tend to be very similar these days. I I downloaded the old, with Game Pass, the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, and that was nostalgic for me. I used to love that game as a kid. And then Double Dragon, that was one I used to love. Oh, that was a cracking game. Atari Frogger, yeah, I remember that too. We are old, Rick. We are. PS2, mate, God. PS2, you're very late to it. I remember the good old PS1. Alright, still got a few minutes to talk crap at the moment. See, back in the day, the Amiga 500 was the dream. Amiga 500, it rings a bell. Oh, Donkey Kong, yeah. That's another really good game. One I used to really love on Nintendo, I don't know if you guys are familiar with, was Chris. That was an RPG. That was a really, really good game. These consoles are real expensive now, Rick. Yeah, in good condition, yeah. But that's if you got the box and everything as well. It holds its value a lot more. Then again, I bought my Xbox One. That's the latest one, isn't it? I think that's the name of it. It's the newest one. And I went yesterday to get some earbuds for my phone, and it's more expensive than what I paid for it during COVID. I couldn't believe it. It's the 1 terabyte, same console. Doesn't come with anything extra. It's just one controller. Doesn't come with any subscription to Game Pass or anything. It was about $50 more than what I paid, and it's, you know, 4 years down the track now. I think I got it in 2020. No one has, and yeah, it's really hard to find it with the box and all. All right, gold making a bit more of a move. You know, come down to price action. We really don't want it to melt low just now, to be honest, because again, you're looking at it thinking, well, I didn't take it up here, getting in 25 pips later at this stage. We'll see. Wait, be based off price action, guys, if anything. Reasel, welcome to you. Alright, so it's all about pretty much how the new channel opens up, guys. And what I mean by that is, I want it to give me a signal within itself. So I don't yet really have much of a signal, but what I'm talking about in the current channel. But what I do have is a channel that's what I call liquidity channel. So it's gone and broke the high of that previous channel and is now looks like it could be closing below the low. It's leaving a long upper wick, suggesting that it's grabbed liquidity from the upside. So what I want to see in the new candle is up down, look like it's going to drop, grab that liquidity from downside, up back up, create the up wick, and then you're seeing a sell stop because you're not worried if it doesn't drop back down. If it just continues up, then that should be green. And you're fine, your self stop's fine, you're not going to get triggered in, you're not in drawdown, nothing. But if it did flip, then likely once again, by popping back up, it's grabbed a little bit more liquidity just to make the move back down. But it could be closing week bullish, so we may not even have to worry about that. It's a low. 90. Around 70. 27, 14, 70. It's probably the worst closure. I would have preferred for it to close either bullish. Yeah, I'm not liking that, guys. Not liking it because it would have, seeing the way it actually closed back bearish, I would have wanted it to close back stronger bearish near its low, and I would have wanted it to break, then pull back up. This sort of suggests to me that maybe we're running out of steam. Could be exhausting right now. I don't have a valid entry. I'm not going to jump into that. GJ, looking better. Need to wait for the 30 on GJ. Yeah, if it's gold, it's a different story. I trust the 15. I don't trust on GJ. So I'm actually waiting for the 30. Don't like this game, let's switch. Yeah, at the moment it's not a fun game, is it? It's just boring game. Keeps creating its own rules. How are we, TikTok? You guys are awfully quiet. This is trading. It's boring as it is. It's very boring. That's why usually people get trapped, because they can't stand the boredom. They have to get involved. Because I know you don't have to be involved. Even if it goes without you, it's fine. It's just wait. This game without saves, you die, you start all over again. Not necessarily. Sometimes you die and you're gone forever on this game. If you over leverage. Yeah. Everyone used to do that. Everyone used to do that at times. But you're so close and you couldn't take defeat, so you have to reset the game. Well, that's why I mainly join live, someone to listen to and chat with while sitting my hands and wait. That's it. That's, I think, the whole main point of it. Obviously, you know, we learn a thing or two, pick up a thing or two together. But it kills the boredom, makes the time pass, so you're not so tempted to take something that might not tick the box. Always cheat games with cheat codes. Now I'm cheating with markets, which doesn't have. Yeah, not at the moment though, but we'll see. We'll see. I remember those cheat codes. Market trading is boring, lonely. Yeah, it can be very boring and lonely game. Not lonely. We probably got a beer in hand and just chilling. Who remembers those massive codes you had on Mortal Kombat in the end for the finishing moves? Good luck trying to get those done. It's like a sequence of about 20 buttons. There's always one button, like your finger, your thumb or whatever, your finger slipped, click the wrong button. Rick, phone calls all day. Hard to keep track of all your movement, isn't it, man? I'm just kidding. Popular man. My phone never rings, and when it does, I don't answer it. I don't answer it unless I know who it is. Cold boring is better. Well, boring works for me, that's for sure. Been proven throughout this whole year that boring works for me. Color, kill instinct, 100 hit combos. Instinct. Same as that. Remember all the combos. To be honest, I was good at all the sport games. I used to love playing, especially basketball, NBA Live, and 2K and all that. But now forget it, because the control, it's just too hard to do all trick moves in that. For me, anyway. Not coordinated enough with my fingers. GJ threatening but pulling back up, so just chilling, waiting for the 30-minute confirmation just now. Gold, I can see my MetaTrader is pumping right back up, so all good on gold. Are we going to get the pause? We still potentially could get that. So where does it need to close above? Let's just quickly analyze this. The highest point of this candle is 27.1987, so therefore it needs to close at 27.20.67 roughly. For the interruption play to be valid. So it has to close above that point. Now if it doesn't, we could still potentially get the continuation buy on gold. Still got the margin, and at least now we've reset. At least now what we've done is, since the initial impulse where I doubted it because it just seemed to me like it didn't really have the volume, we've created a pullback, we've exhausted a pullback, and it looks like the volume is now popping back into the upside. So if we were to engulf this resistance or close right up, that would suggest to me that maybe we're ready to trend again and maybe head back up towards the resistance, and we could be able to get some options on the buy based off that. So keep an eye on gold. All of a sudden, similar to yesterday, we've gone from looking from sells to potentially looking at buy options. GJ, also keep an eye on it. We want it to close below that support, and there could be options to potentially sell it. Michael, not complaining about lonely. I love my own company, but I more mean talk about training. Or yeah, exactly. No, I know what you mean. I'm the same, man. I am a loner. I prefer that, to be honest, unless I'm with my lovely lady. In all honesty, I prefer to do things by myself. Even at the gym, I'd never like to go with someone else to the gym, because I find you end up chatting too much to get in the way, and I try to avoid chatting to people when I'm there as well. I don't mind if it's before or after the session for a little bit, but during it I try to avoid it. DJ popping back up. Pilot is fighting all day until there is a trade. Michael, looks like I closed at the perfect time. UJ as well. Well impressed. Nice one. So it's assuming it's pulling back. Oh, no more fighting for me. You're a peaceful man. As am I, my friend. As am I. Rick, you're at war with the charts. Back in 22, we was at a friend's house and we heard screaming on the street. 3 Africans were spear running after a cat. For real? Alright, interesting. Marco, you Mrs. hates the fact I can be happy alone because she's needy. Yeah. I think my missus is the same as me. She can happily spend time by herself. I think that's why we probably get along so well. We don't need to be around big groups of people or to, you know, keep things more personal. Alright, so it looks like gold could be the focus and it could be the buys instead of the sells. It's not even a joke, Rick. It really happened. Yeah, we've got to be careful. We won't go there because I'll probably get banned again on one of the platforms. Saw someone get spear tackled on Sunday, trying to pinch from a shop. The bastard got caught. It was great. Sucks to be him. Around the beard time. The beer, not beard. Corona time. Yeah, shit got pretty crazy back then, didn't it? Alright, let's just put an alert on GJ so I don't have to flick every 2 seconds. So we want it to close below, so we'll put it at that zone.
So very difficult on GU for buys just in the area. When I look to the 1 hour, leave a long wick to the upside.
Yeah.
Difficult for buys right now.
Yeah. For me, I mean, if you closed above, you got a pretty strong catalyst. You've got 30 closing back bullish, leaving a long wick below. 15 engulfing, for me, that would be pretty much a signal.
You're not concerned about the 1 hour?
Not really, because it's not what the trade's based on. It's based on a 30. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't mean it's going to be a win. Obviously, it could easily reject, but I'd just be trading it based on what I'm seeing on the 30. But if you are a bit concerned by it, then probably avoid it. Sorry, mate.
One point is also, okay, 1 hour close without a lower wick, which means also
yeah, true.
Not a good indicator for continuing bearish momentum. So yeah, maybe we can see really some buys, maybe.
Yeah, I'd just wait for engulfing, and if I just back it off that, to be honest. Engulfing a 15, closing a 30, back bullish. This gold needs to push in the next minute a bit, so it has to close minimum engulfing the body. Minimum. Active Mindset, welcome to you. Alright, GJ's again. So there we go, guys. Hopefully I spared some of you a loss who were trying to sell GJ on the break of the support. It's closed back above, so wouldn't be feeling great about it had you taken it. So there's no entry for me on GJ. We're still above it. It's not yet a strong enough confirmation. We're still closing on a 15 above the support as well. It is just really nasty on GJ at the moment. Could be because there is news to come later for the pound. Gold hasn't closed strong enough, nor is it bullish, nor is it closed weak enough bullish for potential sell. So it's really nothing at the moment. Just need to wait again. Maybe the next setup will be the closures above or below the 15. Preferably at this rate, I would probably prefer to see the closure below, but we'll see what happens. You also rejected, so there'd be no real confirmation for me to buy it as well. Sells don't look that bad. The alert on JJ. All good. Oh, this is exciting, isn't it, guys? I will go as M15 right above that level. What are you talking about? To the upside or downside? You're talking to the upside, there's quite clean traffic. And so I wouldn't enter until above the highs either way. You see all these fitness gurus on YouTube lately promoting like signal services and that. Some guys I used to follow years ago, all of a sudden they're promoting, getting emails from them, and they're actually promoting. I know it's bullshit. I don't, click on anything. But you actually see on the YouTube channels, they actually do promote signal services now. It's unbelievable. It must be getting pretty good it's a pretty good coin to promote it. Because you're talking about guys who have, hundreds of thousands of followers. Mike Thurston's, if anyone's heard of him, just noticed he's talking about trading all of a sudden. Joseph Rakic, something like that, from New Zealand. He's got heaps of subscribers as well. He's all about it these days. I remember signing up some newsletter from him I'm talking about maybe 10 years ago or something. And because of that, I get bombarded nearly every second day with join our service. Don't need to learn to trade. We'll do it for you, whatever. It's every second day I cop it. Maybe that's what I should do. I'm a fitness influencer. Trade a little bit on the side. Then I might have more than 5 people on the stream. There we go. That's a good idea, guys. Live from the gym. Tomorrow will be live from the gym. I'll be streaming live a workout. You guys can ask me questions about the chart. I'll quickly check it out on my phone. There we go. It's a winning formula. One of those days, guys, one of those days where likely moves are going to come out of nowhere from consolidation, so there's very little to no confirmation, so it's difficult, which I don't trust. It's just not the way I trade. Yes, it might be boring, but it's just not how I trade. High villain time for day 2, perfect marketing. Yeah, I know. Sure, mate. Forex lifestyle, baby. Little beach hut or something. Sipping on a cocktail. Not a fan of, to be honest, cocktails. They're too sickly sweet most of the time. I don't think I can see it now, just pump my eye with some cheesy catchphrase about trading. What would that be? Pumping Pips live from Yes Fitness. So that's my gym. Do a set in between, or a few sets in between, waiting for the chart to put your signal. This is very, very boring, guys. It's very few on stream today as well, so not the most exciting thing today. All good. Next year, it's all about next year. This we deserve a lot better. We killed it all year. I think it's a really good stream record. Obviously I didn't start streaming until April. I've missed 6 weeks in between, roughly, or 4 weeks in between. So for the most part, I've missed about 4 months of the year when you add it all up properly. So I think it's a pretty good record to be at, 80%. It's just 79.78 or whatever it is. Here we go. Cock, get off your bum chum and get that pump while you out jumps. It's pumping pips, baby. I like it. Yeah, we could use that. What was what's his name? Ronnie Coleman used to say, like, weight baby or something every time he used to go pick up a weight. He used to scream it out. Anything for that guy was lightweight, but look at him now, he can't even move. Poor guy. After, I think, what do you do? Snap his back doing a squat, I think. Gotta say, yeah, I know, that's the thing. I don't have it. It doesn't sound natural for me to say something like that. All right, let's see. Gold. I've spoken too soon. Will we get a catalyst now on gold?
Also interest on GU, Justin. Actually,
yeah, GU looks good.
50 candle breaks the low of the previous bearish candle. The point here is I would take it as an impulse trade, but the issue is it didn't close below the support.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
The former. So when I look on the M30 at the end, so it didn't close below the support.
Yeah.
This takes a bit off to not take an impulse trade. So I'm waiting right now on the M50, maybe closing below, maybe touching again on the
limit order.
Support. Pardon me?
Maybe even a limit order.
Yeah, maybe.
Potentially.
I'm not so good at
that's fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, it's still looking a lot better now.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. We've got a minute left. Let's see in gold if it does drop in the next minute. Alright, so we wanted to close right at the low. Purple engulfing. Let's see if it's going to present. Alright, look like it will. GJ is no limit order coming from consolidation. So on GJ, we retested the zone. No. Still 15 minutes, first 15-minute candle. So I mean, there's nothing on GJ. Been a really uneventful London session. Been nothing really happening, guys. Very difficult at the moment. Oh, all good, mate. Thank you. Appreciate you for joining as always. Yeah, go on. And if I'm not on tomorrow, I'll see you on Monday. Wait for my GBPJPYs. Are you in it, mate? Oh, from yeah, sorry, from the other day. Slow grind, mate. Yeah, it advised me the other day.
So Geo didn't close strong enough for me on the M50.
Yeah.
So even if it touches, I don't like it. So it should be a little bit more.
Yeah, lower down.
Stronger bearish. It could be breaking right now. But okay, it doesn't matter for me.
Yeah, I'm insane, to be honest. I would have preferred a stronger confirmation. Yeah, and it's just appears to be lacking volume. Most of the pairs do at the moment. Tough one. Carl 127.717 was your entry. And 17 from the daily. Yeah, you could get back to Andrew. We'll see. Wish you luck with it. Casey, welcome to you. I'm just gonna end the TikTok stream. Oh, what a boring day, guys. This is just absolutely dull. It's like watching a grass grow at the moment. There is just nothing. Very, very boring at the moment. Look at a 1 minute chart for a bit of fun. All right, breakout in 1 minute. Who's in? Just joking, but I'm not taking breakout for 1 minute. It's not a breakout anyway. You'd be buy from support. Nice move. 2 pips, 3 pips. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna get moving. There's nothing. Charts are really, really poor at the moment. Gold is just not moving. It's stuck at the current level. Still be interested in the buys. Get strong closure above, retest, and then look for the continuation. Still got the margin, take it up. For the sells, you kind of got to focus on the 15 because the 30 doesn't really look like there is any margin to the downside, whereas the 15 you do have a bit of margin. So I'd probably be waiting for a 15-minute closure below, and that would be enough for potential sell options if that was to eventuate. So sells below on a 15-minute closure would be enough for me. GJ, yeah, I'm not really interested. Just not trading. It's really choppy price action. You've had one clean candle, you're pulling back in this candle. I don't see really any quality entry on GJ. I'd rather let it create a nice move, preferably now to the downside, form support, and then look to buy it, or form support and then begin to break it and pop below at 190 for 26 to 25 sort of region. Yeah, so that's probably it. Gold doesn't look like it wants to play ball just now. KC trains born great rewards at the end, yeah, for sure, 100%. But I think that's me done for today. That's yeah. All right guys, so anyway, appreciate you all for joining. If like I mentioned before, the course is finished. If anyone is interested, just send me a message and I'll let you know details. Don't forget the like button if you're not done so. Tomorrow being Friday, I probably won't be on. I don't think I'll probably be on just for the members, and that's it, VIP. And yeah, otherwise I'll see you guys Monday. Yeah, mate.
Quick question: will you do an NY today?
Not Thursday, mate. Not today.
Okay. Then enjoy your evening.
You too, mate. Take care, guys.
Bye.
See you later. Cheers, friends. Have a good one.